So I thought I would just take a quick minute to highlight a few things to make sure that you are um, staying on top of as far as navigating through the course. If you haven't had a chance to look at all of the announcements, if you could please take a few minutes to go back to make sure that you're staying on top of your announcements. These come through your email, and then they are also posted here on our Canvas site. I've been getting a few questions that I'm a little bit concerned that not everybody um, is accessing every weekly module by starting with this module overview. And so you'll see every week we're just about halfway through the course already, which is just wild. And you can access everything that we have um, between now and the end of the course. This is an instructor view, so it may look only slightly different, but that you're starting your module each week by looking at this weekly overview and reviewing the introduction, the objectives, and then reading and watching in sequential order all of the different pieces that we have here, and that you're going through this checklist of your assignments sequentially. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about your action project plan. It's not due until the last week of the course. We won't have any content during week 6, but that's when you're going to submit your My Body Politic reflection as well as your action project. And so I'm asking you by Monday to submit this action project plan. And really all of this is a Google Doc or some living document that you're going to state what you want to do for your action project. So you're telling me what your mission is and then kind of coming up with a plan. So what resources do you need? What timeline? What are the details that you need to be successful in the next few weeks in completing this action project? And so if we go back here then to our weekly overview, we have looking ahead here where I've posted the details for your action project. And so I recommend making this an individual project, just given that we're doing this class remotely, and I think it'd just be easier. You're welcome to do this in a small group, but I really encourage you to think about doing this individually. And so I have here 3 different ideas for you to engage in an individual action project. The one is making accessible masks. In our last announcement, I sent a little piece that Miami wrote about students in the previous semester making some of these accessible masks. There's an article linked here to give you some details. You can also look at that Miami article. This documentary, Crip Camp, is a fantastic documentary. I didn't assign it for this class because it's on Netflix. And I know that possibly not everyone has Netflix, but this would be a really great action project. You can host a watch party online with your friends, with your family. You can also host a watch party with whoever you're kind of quarantined with, and then have a discussion. Another idea is to host a book club with some family and friends using one of these books that I have here linked in this Google Doc. So I'm really open for what these projects look like. Somebody asked me about how many masks they think would be appropriate. So if you think about this idea of watching a documentary and having a conversation, that's maybe like a 3 to 3.5 hour long project. So, think about how many masks you can make in a few hours, which could include going shopping, and getting your supplies. I know that disability studies faculty would love to have accessible masks for our students in disability studies who are lip readers. So these could be donated to our disability studies program. They could be donated to student disability services. They could be donated to local hospitals, care centers, St. Rita's, School for the Deaf, lots of different places that they could be donated. And so during week 6, you're just going to tell me all about what you did in a paper and then in a brief presentation that you'll share. So that is really it. I just wanted to be sure that you are going through this weekly overview before you jump in with your calendar or your to-do list. This is everything that you need to know. We're going to start universal design next week, looking at prejudice, discrimination a bit more clearly building off of what we're discussing this week with ableism and able-bodied privilege, as well as continue to look at models of disability, specifically diving in more deeply to social models of disability this week. All right. I hope you have a nice weekend. Enjoy the nice weather and take care. Let me know how I can support you in any way. Again, feel free to text or call with questions that you have. Thanks and take care.